Hello everyone, and welcome to part 1 in a series of tutorials showing you how to run, install, and manage your own Minecraft server. Now these tutorials will be Hamachi free and relatively easy to follow along, but if you have any questions, please feel free to post them in the comment section below and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Now the first step in installing your own server is to go to dl.bukkit.org and install the server client. All you have to do here is click this big green button and wait for it to download. It shouldn't take that long because it is a relatively small file. And then make sure you hit keep. And whenever it's done, hit show in folder. And make sure when it's highlighted here, you right click and hit cut. And we can exit out of that for now. Now make sure you've made a new folder. It can be named anything, it doesn't matter. And now you paste this in here. And there you go. First step complete. Now the next thing you're going to have to do is find your java.exe path in your computer. Now this is as easy as going to your C drive, and it'll either be in ProgramFiles or this other ProgramFiles, and it's in this one for me. Now you scroll down until you find Java, then JRE, bin, and then you find Java right here, and make sure that's in there. So up here, make sure this is copied from here. You don't need the C drive part, and hit Control C because we're going to need that for later. Now you can close that out as well. Now the next thing you're going to have to do is go back to your new folder, and we're going to have to create a run program for the server. So what we got to do is hit new and text document. Now it doesn't matter what the name is for now because we're just going to be changing that later. Open it up, and now we're going to have to enter in a string of code. I'm going to type this and say it out loud as I go, but it's also going to be in the comment section below. But it's probably going to be more error-free if you just follow along with me, because you're going to have to enter in some things that might not be in the comment section depending on your computer. So it's just more error-free if you just follow along with me. So what we're going to have to do is make sure you have caps lock on for now and hit @echo space off. Now new line of code, set space BINDIR equals %, then you do tilde, lowercase dp 0, hit a new line of code. Now make sure your caps lock is back on, hit cd /d space quotation mark %, BINDIR, another %, quotation mark, next line of code, and this is where, right here, make sure you have quotation mark, and right here is where you're going to enter in the path for that java.exe that I showed earlier. Now next thing you need to do is hit %, and now you can hit the copy button, but I'm just going to go ahead and type it along because there's going to need to be some things you're going to have to add into that code, into that path that you just copied and pasted right here. So program, make sure your caps lock is off at this point, program files. Now if you copied it, it'll have a space x86. Now make sure you just bridge the gap. You don't need that space, that will mess it up, and you have to add in between the other parentheses mark and the slash a %. Now you just add the slash java /JRE6/bin/ java.exe. Now like I said, this will be tailored to whatever you have this java.exe path, so it might not match exactly what you have here. That's why it's better for you just to type it in yourself than to copy it from the comment section. Now you hit another quotation mark, now you space hyphen capital X Xincgc. Wait a minute. Yes, that is capital Xincgc right here. Now hit space, another hyphen, capital X, M lowercase x, 1 capital G, space /jar. Now the next will also tailor to what you have and when you're going to be doing this installation. So make sure you see the name right here, craft bucket right here. And you're going to have to copy in this name of this file exactly as you see right in this program. So craft bucket /1.2.5 capital R 3.0.jar jar. Now you're done with that line of code as well. Hit space or enter and go to the new line of code and hit capital PAUSE, all capital. Now, like I said, it'll all be in the comment section, but you need to do some tailoring to your own computer. Now hit save as from the file menu and make sure you name it run. Of course, it doesn't really matter the name, but make sure you have .bat because this is a batch file that we're going to need to run. Now you hit save. And then you can just exit out right here and you can delete this new text document, and now you have a run file for your server. Now the next step might be a little more complicated, but you're going to need to open port 25565 on your router, and this is how the Minecraft server runs multiplayer and how it connects with other people through the internet. So you're going to need to open your internet browser right here and enter in your default IP address. Now if you don't know what this is, just Google search default IP address with the name of your router, your brand name of the router. Mine is Belkin, so I would do default IP address for Belkin routers. Google search that and I'm sure you'll find it in the first few links. Now enter in that default IP address and hit enter and make sure you log in to your router. Now if you don't remember putting a password or username, you can also Google search default username and passwords for your router. Once again, it needs to be tailored specifically to what type of router you have. Mine's a Belkin, so I would put the default Belkin. And for that, it's just blank, so I hit submit, and now I'm logged into my router. Now the next thing you need to do is go to one of your toolbars or your tab bars right here, and it'll either be under port forwarding or virtual servers. Mine is under virtual servers, so I'll click that, and now you'll be open to this page right here. So now you have to add the port name. Mine is already right here, but for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to redo it, just so it's easier for you guys to follow along. Now you're going to hit add, and in the blank slot or wherever it opens to, in the description or the name, hit Minecraft. It doesn't have to be named Minecraft, but that's just for organization, so you can edit it later if you need to. Inbound port will be 25565, and the type is TCP. Now the next thing it asks for is private IP address, and if you don't know what that is, go to your command prompt and make sure you have it typed right here. I already have it typed, but here you go, IPCONFIG, and hit enter. And now it'll open this whole menu right here. It's not really a menu, just some information. And under wireless LAN adapter, wireless network connection, look next to IPv4 address, and this number right here is what you need to be concerned about. Copy down the whole thing just in case your router asks for the entire thing, but in my case I only need this last number, which is a 7. So right here in private IP address I hit 7, and then you move on to the next thing, which is private port or outbound port. It doesn't matter, it'll be named differently for what router you have. Once again, 25565, enter that in, and now you're done. Make sure it's checked so it's enabled, and then you hit apply changes. Mine has already been applied, so I don't need to click that. It saves me time, so I'm just going to move on to the next step. Now, once you're done with all that, go back to your new folder. Now that you have these two things in, double-click your craft bucket executable jar file, and it should create a bunch of files. Now this is basically what your server runs on, and now you can test it out. Double-click your run. And if you did everything correctly, it should be preparing the spawn areas for the server, which will take a few minutes because you'll have to create the spawns for your normal world, your nether, and then your end. So I'm just going to cut to whenever this is done. So now that it's all finished, open up to your Minecraft right here, go to the multiplayer, and hit add server. Now the server name, it doesn't really matter. I'll just name it my server. And the server address, if you don't know what it is, other people will have to connect to it differently from the host, and you're going to be the host, seeing that you're watching this tutorial and creating this. So what the other people are going to have to do is they're going to have to copy down your full public IP address. And just to find this address, go to Google and Google search see my IP, and it should be the first thing that pops up. And what you do, so other people will enter it in like this. Those are just variables. It depends on what your whatever. Sorry. And then they always have to put :25565, and then they hit done, and they would connect from there. But seeing that you're the host, you have an easier way around this. So you just go my server, and hit server address, and all you have to do is hit :25565 and hit done. And look, it is now up, and you just double click and connect, and bam, you are now in your Minecraft server, and this is how you know you've done it correctly, if you're able to log into it. So that pretty much wraps it up for this tutorial. In the next few tutorials, I'm going to be teaching you how to basically configure the server to your settings, and how to install plugins, and how to manage people throughout the server. It'll take me a few days to get it out, of course, but hopefully this is good for now, and hopefully you don't have any problems. And if you do have any specific problems, please make sure to post them in the comment section below, and I will get to your question as soon as I can, which should be very soon. So thanks guys for watching. Please comment, rate, and subscribe, and look out for my next tutorial on Minecraft servers. Thank you guys.